Welcome everyone. Welcome to CGB Mentors family. And here we have Mahima, who has been selected in IRDA Assistant Manager post. So Mahima, congratulations for the post and selection.
Thank you. Thank you.
So first of all, I wanted to know where were you when you got the news of the selection?
Sir, I was in Shimla itself when the news came, in my hometown itself.
Okay. So can you just tell me what were you experiencing at that particular point of time when the results came?
Yes, sir, the result came out at 10:30 in the evening, and I think I felt so glad that I initially wasn't expecting my selection somehow, but I was very happy when I saw my roll number there, and my entire family was very
Mhm.
happy. And yes, sir, we celebrated in the evening itself. So.
चलो बढ़िया बढ़िया तो महिमा हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे कि थ्रू आवर कन्वर्सेशन एस्पिरेंट्स जो फ्यूचर एस्पिरेंट्स है उनको थोड़ा सीख मिल जाए एंड हाउ कैन दे प्रिपेयर फॉर फ्यूचर आईआरडी एग्जामिनेशन so we'll go step by step. For example,
Yes.
first we'll talk about a little bit about your background, and then we'll talk about phase one, phase two, and interview. And in general, in between, अगर मेरे को कुछ लगेगा, then I'll ask you. So first of all, can you just tell me brief about your background and how did you prepare for it?
Okay, so I have done BCom honors from Punjabi University, Patiala, and thereafter I
Mhm,
have done MCom from Himachal Pradesh University. Since after my graduation, I started preparing for RBI Grade B examination, and I gave 3 attempts at RBI. After I couldn't
mhm.
clear the sectional cutoff in RBI this year, so thereafter try, uh, I started preparing for IRDAI examination.
अच्छा 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 तो मैं बस ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ तो आपने आईआईटी क्यों चूज किया?
So I think because I wanted to have a career in finance field only, because I have
हम्म,
educational background in finance only. So I think
हम्म,
because I will be able to do full justice in this field, so I thought of giving this examination.
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है तो आपको पता ही है कि बिकॉज दिस ईयर आईआईटी में कंपटीशन बहुत था और इस बार
Yes,
कट ऑफ भी बहुत ज्यादा हाई गई है तो फेज वन निकालना इज ऑल्सो हैज बिकम लिटिल बिट डिफिकल्ट as compared to
yes, sir.
last year. So,
Yes,
आपने
sir.
can you just tell me a brief strategy that you did in terms of preparation? फिर एग्जाम में आपने कैसे किया वो हम लोग बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे. आपने प्रिपरेशन के लिए क्या क्या किया था with respect to quant, reasoning, English, and then we'll go to GAP.
Okay. So I think the major important part that one should remember is to give mocks, because I think the competition is really high. So I purchased mock test series of IRDI, and I gave
Mm-hmm,
mocks, and there were also free mocks available online. So I also
mm-hmm,
gave those, and
mm-hmm.
it helped me improve my speed, because I think the speed was also one of the major issues that I faced in QRE. So I did that.
ठीक है. बढ़िया. तो जीए के लिए आपने क्या क्या किया था अगर आप बताना चाहें?
Yes, sir. So I referred to Affairs Cloud PDFs along with
Mm-hmm,
Parcham videos. I think it
mm-hmm,
helped me with revision, and also with that, I also followed CrackGradeB top 100 PDFs, and also
mm-hmm.
of budget and economic survey I covered from there only.
ओके आप डिस्कस करते हैं कि जैसे बिकॉज इसमें कंपोजिट है विच इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम आरबीआई आरबीआई में सेक्शनल रहता है टाइमिंग तो आपने स्ट्रेटजी क्या अडॉप्ट करी थी वहां पर सो दैट यू कुड डू मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस तो एक
Yes, sir.
ब्रीफ में आप बता दीजिए कि आपने कितने क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट किए थे एंड हाउ मच मार्क्स डिड यू गेट?
Yes, sir. So I attempted 130 questions in the phase one, and I scored around 115 marks.
ओके वेरी गुड.
The strategy that I followed in phase one was I try to solve the question that were less lengthy, because I think the level of the question will be very easy, but the time will be the major issue. So for that, I think this year the reasoning questions were a little bit tricky as compared to quants and English, obviously. So I did most of the English and quants questions, along with I also did maximum GA questions. I did only around 25 reasoning questions, because I think it was time consuming. So I did the strategy.
ओके so you got 115 out of 130. It's a very good accuracy also. So very good, yeah. बहुत बढ़िया. So with respect to so you were working full time, na? So you were preparing full time, na?
Yes, sir, I was preparing full time.
Okay, okay. So because there is a lot of things you have to juggle. You have to prepare for phase one, quant reasoning and GA, and then you also have to prepare for phase two. So just a brief idea कि आपने time manage कैसे किया? What kind of timetable you followed and what kind of scheduling did you do?
So this was my first attempt in IRDI, and
Mm-hmm,
so I before phase two, I was only focusing on phase one itself because I
okay.
knew that the competition will be going to be very high as the seats
Mm-hmm,
are very less in this examination. So
mm-hmm,
till phase two, I did QRE practice only, and
okay.
after the phase one was over, the from the next day itself, I started focusing on phase two. So,
ठीक है बढ़िया चलो अब फेज टू पर आते हैं फेज टू बिकॉज फेज टू अब यूजुअली ऐसे होता है ना कि इंश्योरेंस के रिगार्डिंग लोगों को इन्फॉर्मेशन तभी मिलती है व्हेन दे प्रिपेयर फॉर आईआरडीआई तो
yes, sir.
इट्स यूजुअली हैपेंड विद मी आल्सो लास्ट टाइम सो
Yes, sir.
was that the same case with you or were you already interested in insurance?
Sir, after I couldn't clear the RBI phase one cutoff, after that only I came to know about this examination. I did not knew that there is this kind of examination also. So
ओके ओके फेयर इनफ सो अब बेसिकली मेरा बस पॉइंट ये था क्वेश्चन पूछने का कि देन यू हैव पेपर्स लाइक ईएसआई एंड
yes, sir.
इंश्योरेंस स्पेसिफिकली सो दैट बिकम्स अ completely new area. तो
Yes,
यू
sir.
ऑल्सो सेड कि आपने फेज वन तक बिल्कुल फेज टू को मतलब इतनी प्रायोरिटी नहीं दी सो
Yes,
हाउ
sir.
वर यू एबल टू मैनेज दिस न्यू सब्जेक्ट एंड what exactly things you do because of which you were able to understand the subject and also able to perform in the exam.
Okay. So I restricted my resources because I think that I had limited time of 1 month around only. So
Mm-hmm,
I used CrackGradeB material for the
mm-hmm,
insurance person and also of the management because I was also enrolled in RBI course over there.
mm-hmm,
And the syllabus almost resemble the same as of RBI. And I also
mm-hmm.
given examination. So HRM part was covered from there.
Yeah,
And
yes,
I also practice a lot of answer writing for phase two because I think it was also important apart from
yes.
covering the syllabus of insurance. So, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, okay. So limiting your resources and then practicing answers, these two things majorly help you. And obviously, this is also true if a student is preparing for any examination.
Yes,
Limiting sources is important क्योंकि स्टूडेंट्स यही करते हैं कि अलग अलग सोर्सेज कवर करने की कोशिश करते हैं और फिर वो सब्जेक्ट कवर नहीं हो पाता एंड देन
yes,
द मेन थिंग आंसर राइटिंग उस पर फोकस नहीं हो पाता यस ठीक है बढ़िया एंड विद रिस्पेक्ट टू डिस्क्रिप्टिव
yes,
can you just tell me a brief idea about that uh, what was your strategy with respect to not only writing answers कि आपने जैसे बोलते हैं कि इंट्रो बॉडी कंक्लूजन फॉर्मेट यूज करते हैं कुछ कोई पैराग्राफ पॉइंट फॉर्मेट यूज करते हैं है ना एंड फिर आर्ग्यूमेंट्स भी लिखते हैं कुछ लोग वैलिडेशन भी करते हैं फिर इसके रिगार्डिंग एनी टिप्स यू वांट टू गिव टू एस्पिरेंट्स.
so I initially thought that I will make diagrams and flowcharts in the examination. But when I used to practice answer writing through your course, so I realized that the time is very less and you might miss out completing the paper. So my focus was on good presentation, but at the same time I also worked on the weak areas because I used to give the test of crack grade B. And there, one thing that was major that they pointed out was that I was not writing examples in there. So in the final examination, I made sure that I write examples in almost every question where it was relevant.
Yes. Wonderful. So because examples as well as reports, data facts, all of these, help you distinguish yourself from other candidates. तो फिर अब
Yes,
एग्जामिनर किसी को नंबर ज्यादा देगा तो कैसे देगा अगर ऑलमोस्ट सेम पॉइंट्स लिखे हैं तो बट so with respect to managing time in the real time
yes, sir.
and do you want to share anything with respect to that because continuously एक बार एक एक शीट दी जाती है फिर उसके बाद you have to complete all the questions also वो प्रेशर भी रहता है. So can you just give a brief about your experience over there in the exam? And
So
yes, please tell.
I had for English portion, I decided that I will write essay in 15 minutes. Reading comprehension will be 15 minutes, and the rest three question 10 minutes I had allotted. So I used to also practice answer writing at home in this way only for English. So I knew that I am able to complete all the questions as the pattern was exactly the same as that of last year in English. And for ESI, I was able to complete the entire paper, and almost I had written enough in the all the space that was provided for the answer. And for management, in the when the ESI paper was given, I already had 5 minutes left with me, and I had written good answers for each. So what I did was I saw the sheet of management portion, and there was more sheets. So I analyzed it before only that there are two numericals that will be given. So my
Yes.
focus was that I will do the first two numericals because I am a little bit slow in calculation. So
Mm-hmm.
what I already made in my mind that there will be around 16 sheets were there in the phase two. I also calculated it, and in ESI there was
Mm-hmm.
12 sheets. So I knew
Yes.
that it is going to be a little bit tricky to complete the paper. So
Yes.
yes, in that way I was able to complete the paper.
Yes. So this thing about numericals that you mentioned, I yesterday talked with another selected candidate, Anirudh. So he also told me the same thing कि सर सबसे पहले मैंने न्यूमेरिकल किए, क्योंकि न्यूमेरिकल करने के बाद एटलीस्ट ये है कि 5 नंबर या 10 नंबर आपके सिक्योर हो गए, तो आपको टेंशन
Yes,
नहीं है,
sir.
बाद में करेंगे तो प्रेशर रहेगा, कैलकुलेशन मिस्टेक हो सकती है. Yes, so this is the common thing that I'm able to see apart from obviously completing papers in the selected candidates. Well done. So, Mahima, how were you able to, you know, uh, फोर्सी की सीजीबी के कोर्स, क्योंकि बहुत सारे कोर्सेज है मार्केट में, आपने सीजीबी क्यों चूज किया?
Because I was already enrolled in RBA course of CGB, and I think the
हम्म.
quality content that they provided, I was already very much impressed by the course, and it was also affordable. So I thought
हम्म.
of preparing it from there only for IRDAI.
Okay, okay. Can you just tell me in terms of phase one or phase two, how CGB course helped you?
Sir, I think that there were many questions that was asked from top 100 PDF that was made for IRDI, and that helped
Mm-hmm.
in phase. And for phase two, I think that the most important questions PDF was also very fruitful in the final examination. Yes, sir.
Okay,
And also the
okay,
final report was also covered comprehensively in the course.
okay. So then you got the news of being selected for interview. So how was the interview experience over there? Just a little bit
I think,
experience your experience over there in
okay.
IRDA.
This was my first interview of my life, so I was a little bit
Okay.
underconfident also, but I had given enough mocks of CrackGradeB, and there were also few free mocks available online. So I also
Mm-hmm.
gave that, so I had the confidence in the actual interview. So I think
Mm-hmm.
when I entered the interview room, it was very cordial, and the entire
Mm-hmm.
interaction I felt to be very nice, and there was not much
Mm-hmm.
grilling for
Acha,
me.
acha. So what the interview was upon? Basically your DAF or anything other than that?
So my interview was absolutely based on entirely on the DF. It was all aspects were covered relating to what was mentioned in the DF, like my hobbies, like the state from which I was coming, and
Mm-hmm.
also from my educational background, the courses I have done. So it was holistically
So,
covered in the interview.
so any question that you would want to share with aspirants in the interview that you liked was unique in your interview? Anything like that? Any.
Yes, sir. They ask me what can we do in the future relating to the insurance sector? What major changes in future we can bring? So I think it was a very good question, and I
Mm-hmm.
was a bit prepared, and because I had watched a few interviews of the chairman of IRDI, so
Mm-hmm.
able to answer that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Good. So how was CGB able to help you in the interview in preparation, or how did you do preparation in general of interview?
Okay, so I was very nervous, but I think my
Mm-hmm.
family, especially my mother and sister, really motivated me in
Mm-hmm.
the interview process. And also
Mhm.
the crack grade B also helped because the interview session that you took in the course was also helpful. You used to tell every aspirant where they need to work upon, and same you did
Mhm.
with me. So I think the feedback really helped me, and also the mock session that was conducted also gave me
Mhm.
good insight on where I need to work on in the interview.
Okay. So, so this is the last segment. So, any general tip that you would want to give to future aspirants, or any brief major points, and it can be related to anything in general or in preparation specific, so that the future aspirants are well prepared, or at least get to aware of the next year process.
So in the management portion, I was not able to. So there was a question of 20 marker in which I
Mhm.
thought that the space will be different for both the parts that was there. But I did only one part over there because
Mhm.
that the space for both the parts was the same basically. So I
Mhm.
was a little bit nervous because of it that I
Mhm.
lost 10 marks because of this. But
Mhm.
the thing is, it's not over until it's over. So one should not
Yes.
give it up.
Yes.
And I prepared confidently for the interview. In spite, I
Mhm.
was not very much confident for the phase two. So
Mhm.
yes, that's the thing I wanted to say.
Yes, so this is a very good thing that it's not over until it's over. So every student should persevere and they should never give up until the final selection. So wonderful,
Yeah,
man. Wonderful. It's wonderful to talk to you. Again, congratulations for the selection. Okay.
thank you.
And I wish all the best for your future endeavors. And I also wish that you do very good in the organization and also do good for the insurance sector in general.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, very much. I
Thank
am
you.
very much thankful for the crack grade B and also a few friends of mine like Anuj who helped me throughout the phase and also my family and everyone
Mhm.
who have been part of this journey because I think
Mhm.
that without them it would not be possible to clear this examination.